guys, Tim and Dave here from the Single Malt Review, where nothing stops the whiskey. Not hell nor high water, nor my job. Consequently, if anyone's looking for any geotechnical careers, then, yeah. Jokes aside. Alright Dave, what do we got?
Well, it is the 11th of December, and it's time for another mystery dram from Drinks by the Dram.
I'm ready. I'm very ready. Well, I'm the one dressed technically, so I'll perform the extraction. No mess. No fuss.
Tankard is ready to obfuscate.
Only surgical precision. Boom. Boom. Done. Okay. What have we got today? And how extremely easy and guessable is it going to be? Very. That's my prediction.
We have mixed results so far, but mixed includes good.
It sure does.
Okay.
All right.
Let's get the lid on and get some obfuscation. If you're wondering about the Tankard of obfuscation, this is in fact an historical piece. This is a replica of a Viking-age tankard found in York. It is in fact from the Jorvik Viking Centre. So you can potentially...
Yeah, someone was asking where they can get an officially licensed one. I guess go to York, go to the Jorvik Viking Centre and ask them for their finest tankard of obfuscation and get kicked out. I don't know.
In the traditional style, this is leather, which has been shaped, steamed, and hand sewn and sealed with pitch.
Yeah,
leather, versatile. It was plastic of Middle Ages.
Done me many years of great service too. So a quality product by the Jorvik Vikings.
Speaking of quality products, this is a nice dark looking whiskey.
It is. Look at that. Look at that. That's one of the darkest ones yet.
Yeah. Ooh, I think we have American whiskey.
We have American whiskey. I think I'm right with you there. I think we're not in Kansas anymore, and that we are in Kansas or very close to it. We are long gone from Scotland.
We have been slightly off the mark with some of our American whiskey guesses before, especially a shameful display with Few Bourbon, which I thought was Canadian rye.
We're not speaking about that one anymore. That's consigned to the annals. This one, not only is this, well, we'll say probably bourbon. We don't want to go too far in before we don't want to end up like Wile E. Coyote holding a sign up off the cliff. But it does indeed smell a lot like bourbon. Additionally, this smells like exceptional bourbon.
Smells like very high proof too. This is on fire.
This is burstingly caramelly and spicy. It smells like top-notch bourbon here. I'm really excited for this one. What do we got?
Ooh, oodles of spice. Beeswax. Hint of tobacco.
A little. It's
popcorn, caramel.
There's something odd on the spices. There is. And this has hurt us so many times, but there is quite a significant rye note on this one.
I'm getting less rye than I have done previously. Is this maybe more of a... it's not... it could be corn dominant, or it could be some wacky grain mash, but maybe there's some, I don't know, some oats or some wheat in there. Possibly, we've got to keep in mind it may not necessarily be bourbon. America makes all kinds of whiskey, and we've been caught out before.
I sure have, and that proof is high. I absolutely agree there. That is that might be 50. That might even be more. I think it's probably not more than 50, but you never know. That's pretty old strong. And the weather has improved remarkably around here. It's a hot old day now, so we're getting the temperature is rising.
So adding water, just straight up water to American whiskey, frowned upon. Perhaps we don't have time to add an ice cube and wait for it to
No, and also bugger that. It's whiskey's whiskey. It's already got water in. You're only changing the ratio.
Oh, that's good. I don't know what it is. I'm a little... First guess would be some sort of bourbon, but there's enough curiosity going on. I'm thinking this is maybe an American whiskey, but not necessarily bourbon.
I've got a fear going. I've got a real horrible fear going. This is younger than I thought from the nose. I thought it was going to be something a little older. There is a distinct, not an immaturity necessarily, but there's a youth to this one, and there is something medicinal on this nose. There is something...
Yeah, it's not the dark cola-esque brown you get from a really old bourbon.
I think this is probably bourbon. I think it's probably from a few you know, a few adjacent. It's probably one of these smaller craft producers.
Craft distiller, not one of the contractors out of the big distilleries.
This is not big bourbon, but I've got this horrible fear that this could be something a bit more international, but there's nothing I can do about that. Nothing I can do about that at all.
Right.
So I guess we'll both put the flag down in North America and hope to hell. Oh, I've got this horrible fear, Dave.
I'm going to say, American whiskey, tentatively bourbon, but I'm going to put my money on not bourbon, American whiskey.
I think there's a
but
rising chance this could be right. But all right, let's see what's in.
What do we have?
Oh.
It is Smooth Ambler Big Level Wheated Bourbon. It is bourbon, but it is bourbon with wheat.
All right, that's a relief. That's a relief. The fear was not warranted.
Oh, yep. It's straight bourbon whiskey. It is 50% ABV, so right about it being quite strong.
Who the heck are these guys?
Let's have a look. Smooth Ambler Spirits.
Smooth Amblers. Never heard of them. Never heard of them. Saying very little. Saying I've never heard of a niche North American bourbon producer because there's just about oodles of them. But I don't know. There's a man on a horse.
Well,
Virginia.
West Virginia. Smooth Ambler have been in the business since 2009 or thereabouts. And unlike some previous blended whiskies have done, this is entirely their own work.
When I think of wheat-driven bourbon, I think of, as I think a great many people do, Maker's Mark. And this is quite different from Maker's Mark.
Yeah,
There's a real medical quality to this one.
I've had straight wheat whiskey before, which is excellent, but very rare. But I can't recall distinctly of a taste of a Maker's Mark or other wheat dominant.
How do you rate this one? Without water, I really like the nose on this one. But every subsequent interaction with it, I've liked it a wee bit less. There's just kind of hardness on the palate. That rich caramel that I thought was coming kind of never arrived, and there's this really quite medicinal chemical note. There's quite an acetone kind of hard edge on it. I don't know.
No, I do like it. The wheat is coming through stronger, especially now that I know it's there, I guess. It's kind of like a sweet, fluffy white bread property. It is reminding me of like the dry fly or other straight wheat I've tried before.
Yeah.
And it works well. It has all the goodness of a bourbon. It carries that high proof nicely, but also got the twist of having a unique grain involved.
Oh well. And we got it right, by and large. A safe pick, maybe, calling bourbon a bourbon, but
I picked
gone
American
wrong
whiskey,
before.
but not necessarily bourbon, so points off for me. For that one.
Never mind.
But it was only because I picked it was something different about it.
Still in largely safe territory.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go change into something a bit more presentable, and we'll get on with the show. Slanger, we'll see you tomorrow.